Graham Potter is now the man at the helm and it looks like he has a big rebuilding job on his hands. The second tier is a brutal division to get out of, and with Swansea still in a state of flux, they face a difficult task this season. But how will the Swans get on? The Wales online football writers give their predictions for the upcoming campaign. Andrew Gwilym, Swansea City writer who will gain automatic promotion? Stoke City and Middlesbrough who will go down? Rotherham United, Bolton Wanderers and Ipswich Town where will Swansea City finish? Position 13th. It feels like deja vu to be writing that it's difficult to have an idea of where Swansea are going to finish because they have work still to do in the transfer market. I'm pretty sure I wrote the same last year and it's disappointing to see a similar situation unfold this time round. Until the clearing out of players who do not want to be at the club is completed, and reinforcements are brought in to aid new manager Graham Potter, then a clear picture is not going to formulate. A promotion push looks highly unlikely and, as opposed to the approaches of Stoke and West Brom, Swansea appear to be taking a longer-term view as an acknowledgement of the need to rebuild after any number of wrong turns in recent years. Swansea City FC manager Graham Potter. It will take time for Potter's desire to bring back an attractive style of play to click into place, and errors and mistakes are likely to be the order of the day early on as those methods bed down. There is a lack of experience, depth and, more pertinently, quality in sections of the squad as it stands, and the expectation has to be that a challenging opening to the season lies in wait, but things should improve as time goes on. It's hard to see Swansea being better than lower mid-table at this point. Patience will be needed as Potter and his team try to arrest the slide of a club that has lost its way. Swansea City player to watch. Joel Asoro has looked sharp in pre-season, as has Jefferson Montero, but this looks like being a big year for Ollie McBurney. A 3-year contract is a sign of the club's faith in his abilities, and he knows he can score goals in the Championship after his successful loan spell at Barnsley. He looks set to start the season as first choice. It is the opportunity he has worked hard to earn and he will be desperate to take it. Swansea will hope he can pick up where he left off last season. Matt Davies, Swansea head of sport who will gain automatic promotion? Stoke City and West Brom who will go down? Rotherham, Bolton, Reading where will Swansea City finish? Position 11th. It is extremely difficult to predict where the Swansea side will end up with their squad in such a state of flux. If they were to retain players such as Federico Fernandez and Jordan Ayew, then add to the signings of Barry McKay and Bersant Salina, they would be well set for a promotion push. But that is highly unlikely to happen, and the lack of major activity in the transfer market makes it doubtful that a swift return to the Premier League will happen. It is all highly frustrating, especially when you see the approach adopted by other clubs in the same bracket as Swansea. Graham Potter seems to be going about things the right way in his short time at the club, and we must accept his view that this is a long-term project, and no short-term fix is available. Potter will need time, but with Swansea's squad in the shape it is in, a mid-table finish is the highest they are likely to achieve. Swansea City player to watch. Going on their exploits in pre-season, Joel Asoro and Ian Donda look like exciting prospects. Neither come with the hangover of relegation and are not burdened by it, playing with youthful exuberance. In Donda they have front-foot playmaker, a youngster comfortable on the ball and intent on driving forward. It was initially thought he'd go into the under-23 squad, but his performances on tour suggest otherwise. New Swansea City signing Ian Donda came from Liverpool. Searching for game time. Ian Mitchell Moore, football writer who will gain automatic promotion? Stoke City and Derby County who will go down? Rotherham United, Bolton Wanderers and Ipswich Town where will Swansea City finish? Position 9th. Given the vast sums spent by some other clubs, it's difficult to see Swansea bouncing back up to the Premier League at the first attempt. But Potter's style of play could bring the best out of the current crop, which is why I'm confident they'll be nowhere near the danger zone at the business end of the season. If likes of Ollie McBurney and other youngsters including Connor Roberts can take their chance to shine, there's no reason at all why the Swans can't challenge for a top 6 spot. But after a summer of change and with no real Gylfi Sigurdsson-type talisman in the squad, I think a top 10 finish would be a successful campaign. Swansea City player to watch. Joel Asoro was one of the shining lights in a truly miserable campaign for Sunderland last season. And following the Black Cats' relegation from the Championship, it's clear to see why the winger felt he needed to move away from the Stadium of Light. Asoro has impressed in pre-season while his pace looks to be a real threat, so he could well be one to look out for this season along with fellow new recruits St Selina, Barry McKay and Yan Donda. But the man I'm going for is Ollie McBurney. He enjoyed a hugely successful loan stint with Barnsley, winning the club's Player of the Season award after only half a campaign at Oakwell. And I expect him to do the business if given the chance under Potter. Ollie McBurney in action for Barnsley against Birmingham City. Tom Coleman, football writer who will gain automatic promotion? West Brom and Stoke City who will go down? Rotherham, Bolton Wanderers, Hull. Where will Swansea City finish? Position 8th. Should some of the Swans' major stars end up staying beyond the transfer window, they'll have a chance. However, should more departures follow the likes of Andre Ayew and Alfie Mawson, I just don't see enough experience or quality in that team to make a strong enough challenge, particularly given the lack of real quality signings. Asoro and Donda have looked fairly impressive in pre-season, but are unlikely to really strike too much fear into any opposition defenses, although in fairness they could use that to their advantage. In fact, none of the signings made so far have much of a championship pedigree and fans have every right to feel a little bit anxious about the potential shortage of experienced heads. New Swansea City signings St Selina and Barry McKay. Nevertheless, there is a feeling within the club that things are starting to move in the right direction under Potter, and it's comforting to hear that his team are keen on bringing back the club's identity. Potter has succeeded with young unknown squads before, so I certainly wouldn't be too fearful of a successive relegation, and I wouldn't be surprised if they flirted with a playoff place at some point in the season. Ultimately though, I don't think they'll have enough to bounce back to the big time. Swansea City player to watch. The stage is really set for Ollie McBurney this season. Ollie McBurney of Swansea City. After showing everyone what he could do in what was a very poor Barnsley side last season, he will surely be Swansea's main goal threat this season. In terms of Swansea's promotion chances, if he can bag 20-odd goals this season, you never know. Dominic Booth, football writer who will gain automatic promotion? Stoke City and Middlesbrough who will go down? Rotherham, Reading, QPR. Where will Swansea City finish? 10th. Despite the additions of McKay and Selina, with more to follow, it feels like Swansea are unprepared for the rigors of the Championship. It is such an unforgiving league with so many teams who are hungry for promotion. A quick glance at the squad list: Stoke City, Middlesbrough, Derby County and West Brom, among others, will hand in after the transfer window closes. Tells you all you need to know. Swansea fans at least have something to hang their hat on, in terms of the transfer business, that has taken an age to complete, finally getting done. But the Swans have a long way to go both on and off the pitch, and it could stunt any promotion aspirations. You suspect they'd be delighted with a playoff place but could fall well short. Swansea City signing Barry McKay. Swansea City player to watch. I liked Forest's signing of Barry McKay last season and feel it would have worked out for the Scot if Mark Warburton had been retained at the City ground. The former Rangers star is a tricky little winger at a good age, 23, and with a point to prove. Don't be surprised to see him fill Gylfi Sigurdsson's sizable shoes in the number 10 role either. He could be an absolute steal at £500,000. As ever, you can join in the conversation at our Swansea City online Facebook page or tweet us at Swansea City Live.